Did we miss anything? A little rapid fire. Did we miss anything?
Rapid fire. Did we miss anything?
Dear God, dear Jesus, what are we doing?
Oh, okay. So the answer is, who do I pray to? I think just start with God.
Dear God.
Yeah.
So don't pray. Don't say dear Jesus.
What I don't know, I'm not saying don't say dear Jesus.
Turn back you into a corner.
Because then we get honest. And the point is valid though, because if I get obsessed with praying wrong, that means that I'm assuming that if I pray right, I'll get what I want.
Yep.
And I'm not trusting the person. I'm trusting the process or the formula of prayer. Now, I'm not going to pray to, Chikulu or Vishnu. I'm praying to the deity that I believe in. But,
right.
No.
They're interchangeable. They're interchangeable.
Yeah, and if I focus too much on getting the prayer right, I've already missed the point of prayer.
Yeah. And then again, in the conversation of it, like again, the other thing just pray. Like in the end, just pray. And don't get locked up in the dogma or anything you know what I mean?
No, Foster's book, it really does help because he starts with just pray simply. Dear Lord, I'm sad. Help me. Or dear Lord, I don't know what's going on.
It's funny enough, as I was thinking about that, sometimes when you're reminded about things as you're praying, that can be God speaking to you. It's about stuff, right? Like a lot of times you'll be like it's like in a lot of ways when your wife and all you've done is basically be prideful. Sometimes she's like, wow, humble pie much? You know what I mean? That might be you might be like, oh, adoration or whatever it was. It might be like, oh, I need to take a step back and remember who I'm talking to or whatever it was. So just leave room for God to talk to you.
So kind of follow up on that as sort of like a practical exercise of prayer. I have a church here in Seattle that sometimes they have a service on Sunday night. That I'll just go. And it's a completely different faith tradition than I'm used to. It's very high church. It's liturgical. But the silence of it is what I enjoy.
Right.
And so what I'll do is I'll go and I'll have things in my heart that I want to pray for. But if I find that I'm so distracted by something, I'll just stop and I'll pray about that till I'm not distracted. Distraction is one of the best prayer cues you'll ever have. It really is. People say, I couldn't have much of prayer today because I was so worried about work. Your mind was telling you what you need to pray about.
Yep.
Just don't run from. I would say actually lean into distraction and just pray about that. Or at the very least, pray about how distracted you are.
And a lot of times it's like a lot of things that you have to leave room for God to talk to you. And some of those can be the things that are being put on your mind at any one time. Like it's like if you're laying at night or whatever it was, or some person all of a sudden pops in your mind that's on your heart, those can be great prompts.
Yeah. That's something too, is also don't be afraid to pray in the moment in the sense of like when it hits you, pray in the moment. In the same way that, hey, dude, I saw this funny video
and I sent
it to you. Like that's one of the ways, even though we talked about in the main show, that we don't have quite, but you know what I mean. But one of the ways we say is, oh, dude, I saw this, or I still remember that meme I sent you about memory, about how computers today don't have enough memory, but yet we put a man on the moon with like 8 megs.
8 megs,
yeah. But it's that. So just pray. And one other thing too that we didn't talk about at all is praying for other people.
Yep. Very
is
important.
Intercession. What the Bible calls intercession. You would be shocked. Okay, and so we're in the Pacific Northwest, a notoriously unreligious area, although it's a deeply spiritual area. So don't confuse the two. How much people are comfortable when they find out I'm a minister with me when I offer to pray for them. They are not freaked out about it. Very rarely. Because there have been moments where I've been in a completely secular environment and a need has come up and I've said, would it be all right if I pray for you? I don't say in the moment, but if I pray, and people are like, oh, please, please. Why? Because we get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if we don't believe in it, we get it.
We get it.
We inherently, anthropologically, like at the core of our metaphysical, universal human existence, we get it. And you'd be shocked at how many people let you pray for them right there on the spot. But don't be weird.
Yeah.
Please don't be weird. I always think of my favorite prayer in all of movies. Okay? There's two probably. The most famous prayer in all of movies, obviously, Talladega Nights.
Yes, iconic. I was thinking about that.
Now, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to, that is not a thing that I'm going to respond to immediately. That is a ponderable question that could take me days.
Okay.
Weeks
so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a follow-up social media post
Yeah.
with Justin specifically. his top 5 prayers in movies.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna circle back to this.
Isaiah has one. He's a big movie guy.
But obviously Talladega Nights.
Okay.
Talladega Nights.
Okay.
Pretty iconic.
But Clark Griswold's prayer for Aunt Edna.
Oh my
when
gosh.
she dies in National Lampoon's Vacation, the edited for TV version, which is funny because I didn't even know it was an R-rated movie because we only had the edited.
Oh,
for
that's
TV.
funny.
And then anyway,
watch it twice this year already.
But when he prays for Aunt Edna, and he says, "O Lord, we beseech thee in thine divine providence, in thine heavenly area up there." The Hindus speak of karma, some speak of kismet, but we just pray, Lord, give her a break. Homer Simpson's prayer when he prays that God changes nothing in his life, they're great. We may have to
So you prefer the silly prayers?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what's a profound prayer.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's probably, I know for, oh my gosh, the Mel Gibson, right? Like, basically.
In Signs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's that, but then there's also like the Passion of the Christ, right? Like that was pretty.
Jean Valjean's prayer.
Singing.
Yeah, he's singing his prayer.
Yeah.
Don't get me. One thing you don't want to do is get me and my father started on Les Mis. Before the live event that just happened, we sang on stage. It was bad.
I only said this halibut was good enough. What was another one? Martin Sheen in The West Wing when he prays. Although he says a swear at the end of it, so we can't recommend it. But that's another one because he prays in Latin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
At God because he's mad at God because of something.
I know how much you like that show. Yeah. I have yet to watch it. Like it's funny because I know that I'm on the other side. Like I'm a huge Madam Secretary fan.
Right? Yeah. No, this is a real show about politics.
No, it's not. I mean, Madam
and in the middle is Designated Survivor.
Madam Secretary is like literally Fantasyland politics.
I've heard that though. Like people love Madam Secretary
because it's idyllic. It's idyllic politics.
Yeah, West Wing is the most aspirational.
No, yeah,
anyway, okay.
Yeah. So
so we're going to follow up with this, Justin.
Okay, that's fine.
So we are going to.
I'm just not going to answer it in the moment. Okay?
No, so whenever this episode drops, specifically later that week, we will have, and we'll do that. Daily
like
Mojo. What is it? Who does all the movie lists?
Watch Mojo.
Oh,
we'll do a Watch Mojo
top five prayers. Now I got to really think about
prayers
this. Okay,
in movies.
good.
Okay, all right. We'll even do cheesy clips maybe.
I'm trying to think about
and just me going.
I don't think there's anything else that we missed. Right?
Like
I'm looking at my questions, right? We talked about.
We answered every question about prayer for all
No,
time.
we did. That I definitely know we didn't do.
Great quote, Samuel Taylor Coleridge said, "He prayeth well who loveth well." So if you want to pray well, love well.
Yeah,
pray, love, laugh.
My favorite one that we talked about, though, is that when the answer is no. That's so many times why people say they quit. Like that was the thing is like I prayed for something and I didn't get it, right?
Yeah, but God still answered your prayer.
I know.
Or when you pray for something, I always think of this like in the context of the election, right? So people prayed for one person to be president, one person to be, or the other person to be president.
We didn't ask about.
And they pray, and then you're saying, okay, so what's your theology on the back end of that? Either you have to be content with what God moved, or you have to say God didn't answer your prayer for some reason. And if your theology is really off, it's because of something that's wrong with you.
Yep.
So it's really wild.
So that was the other thing too is that I think we did. It was like, what should we pray for? Because it's we didn't get to that in depth, we still did.
Well, here's the thing. This is the topic you can never fit. You could do it.
This is a fun conversation though.
No, this
an
is
endless
a
number of
episodes.
episodes.
Yeah, this is an endless.
We'll probably do this episode again.
Much like
season.
prayer,
So.
it's an eternal conversation.
Yeah.
And on that
we're
note.
gonna end it right